Ho, ho, freaking ho. Movie review. Hello, and welcome back to Potty Play Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. You've probably heard it a million times. Or if you're new, now you know. It's 0 to 100 in increments of 5, which means we're not doing 63 out of 100. We're either doing 60 or 65, for example. You get it now. Why is my rating system that? I don't know. It's just unique to me. Alright? Chris, why do you have a rating system you have to explain? Because no one else thought of it. It's my thing, okay? Anyways, welcome back to Potty Play Entertainment. I know I'm late to this, but this is our first Christmas special of 2022. I know. We're like, what's today, the 10th or the 11th? It's the 11th. So, yeah, I waited a while before I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But we're here now. We're doing this. Let's get into it. This probably won't be a long one. I don't have a lot to say about this movie, and that's kind of the problem with this movie, which today's review is A Christmas Story Christmas. Now, I have not done a review since October. I apologize for that. As I always tell you guys, it's just work. I'm very focused on my work right now, and I'm taking this hat off. Taking the hat off. There we go. That's better. It's jolly and festive, though, but I'm not wearing it. So, yeah, like I said, it's just work. I'm just busy with work. So, this has to take a back seat to that. But, I'm here. I'm back. Is this crooked? I don't know. I can't tell. Looks good now. Okay. So, let's get into it. How do I scroll on this? There we go. Yeah, I'm using a laptop now for my notes. So, alright, A Christmas Story Christmas. So, I might review A Christmas Story this year. I might not. The next Christmas special we're going to do this year is Violent Night. I did see that on Friday. So, that review will be coming soon. And then I'm going to try to do another one, but I'm not sure what it'll be yet. So, find out. But I got a whole playlist of Christmas movies that I've done, so go check that out. The reviews I've done over the last couple of years. But yeah, so A Christmas Story. What's my thoughts on the first one? So here's my thing with The Christmas Story. When I was a kid, I didn't like it because I just thought it was weird, and I just couldn't really get into it. Like the whole thing, you'll shoot your eye out, you'll shoot your eye out. Like I was just like, okay, this is weird. I don't want to watch this. As I've gotten older, I've appreciated more. But I can't think of a single time where I've ever put the movie in on purpose and watched it all the way through. I don't know why. It's never connected with me. But I've decided that this is the year where I'm going to put in A Christmas Story and I'm going to watch it from beginning to end. And I'm going to really try to actually establish an opinion of it. Because I do like it. I think it's a really good movie. I don't know. I've never been able to really get with it for some reason. But this year is the year I'm going to try. Right? I remember the first time I saw Blade Runner. As everyone is when they first see Blade Runner. I didn't like it. I thought it was weird and it was boring. So I waited till years later. And I finally decided to watch it again. And I was like, this is fantastic. And then I watched it again. And I was like, this is a perfect 10 out of 10. I love Blade Runner. It's one of my favorite movies. I have a big poster for it in my room. I love Blade Runner. So maybe I just need to give A Christmas Story that same treatment. So I'm going to try that this year. But anyway, so now we have A Christmas Story Christmas in an era of Hollywood where we are getting every unnecessary sequel under the sun. This is another one. And A Christmas Story Christmas is the most unnecessary sequel, if one of at least, that I've ever seen. This movie just didn't need to be a thing. It just didn't. I thought, like, you know what? This actually could be good, and it's not a bad movie, but it's just so unnecessary, and we'll get into it. So, A Christmas Story Christmas stars Peter Billingsley, Julie Haggerty, Ern Hayes, Scott Schwartz, and R.D. Robb, and it was directed by Clay Cadis. And in this movie takes place in the 1970s, Richard Nixon is president, because the first one takes place in the 40s. So now this is the early 70s when Nixon's in office, and Ralphie's dad died. So Daddy's dead now, and he's going back home to his mom, who's played by a different actress this time, and he's trying to make a great Christmas for his wife and his kids and his mom. And shenanigans happen along the way. That's this movie. Okay, so let's get into the pros and cons. So, for one thing, the narration is really good. Peter Billingsley does the narration this time, and he does a really good job. I actually didn't really notice that it was, like, it's obviously it's a different person from did the narration of the first one, but it kind of blends well. You can't really tell unless you listen to the two voices side by side, but it does well. Like you buy into it that it might be the same person from the first one. So they do a good job with that. Peter Billingsley steps right back into this role perfectly. Like it's like this is the role he was born to play. Like he just steps right back into it. He doesn't miss a beat. I mean, he's just perfect in this movie. It doesn't rely on nostalgia, which is good. Julie Haggerty does a great job filling in for the mother role. She does a really good job. I actually had to Google to make sure it wasn't the same actress because I wasn't sure, and it's not. But she does a good job. She has very good comedic timing. She always has, and she brings that here. And it's got good heart and emotion. I was able to get into this story and feel a little something, so they did a good job. Now, my cons. For one thing, the title. Why is this movie called A Christmas Story Christmas? Who thought of that? That title sucks. You could have called it, I don't know, but not this. Not this. That's a stupid title. There's also... Okay, before I get into those, let's skip down this list here. So the smaller bully, right? Remember from the first movie you had the two bullies? The smaller one is in this movie for a literal second. 1 second. What gives? Like, come on. Like, they brought back everyone, and they bring him on for literally a second of screen time. Like, that's bogus. It's also super predictable. There's this snowman gag in the movie where, like, Peter Billingsley's kids, right? Ralphie's kids, he's got a son and a daughter, where, like, they're being harassed by these neighborhood kids. And so they build a snowman, but these kids are, like, they're on, like, a snowmobile. So they build a snowman, and because they keep knocking over the snowman. And what do you think they did with that? There's a tree stump in the snowman. No duh. I saw that coming from a mile away. That's not clever. This is super predictable movie. There's nothing memorable about this movie. And that's my biggest flaw with this film. The first movie has so many memorable things about it. The leg lamp, the dogs, the bunny costume, the you'll shoot your eye out gag that runs throughout the whole movie, the Asian guys in the restaurant that are trying to sing Deck the Halls. There's so... Fudge. Like, there's so much memorable things about that movie. Santa Claus kicking his face as he goes down the slide. There's so much memorable stuff about it. I keep thinking of stuff as I'm talking. The tongue on the pole. Like, there's so much to remember about that movie. This movie has none of that. Nothing, nada, zip. There is absolutely nothing about this movie to make you think about it 5 minutes after it's over. This is one of the most unnecessary sequels I've ever seen in my life. It's not a bad movie. There's just nothing here to latch onto. It even steals the Christmas tree gag from Christmas Vacation, like when he's putting in the tree and he didn't cut it before he brought it in, so he scratched up the ceiling. They do that here. They literally steal that gag. There's nothing here to remember. Nothing. This is one of the most unmemorable, forgettable films I've ever seen in my life. It's not bad. It's good. I actually enjoyed it. There's just nothing here to make you think about it 5 minutes after it's over. So, With all that being said, I'm going to give A Christmas Story Christmas a 70. I know that I don't do a lot of like streaming reviews, and it's because a lot of the movies that come out on streaming, I don't really want to watch it. Like, what was that Ryan Reynolds movie that came out, The Gray Man? I have no interest in watching that. So that's why I try to review all the movies I see in theaters, because I actually want to go see those. Which reminds me, all the movies that come out in theaters lately that I've missed, I'm going to be reviewing in one big video. So that'll be coming soon as well. But my next review should be for Violent Night. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Pod Player Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave me reviews, suggestions in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Pod Player Entertainment for channel updates and other cool bonus content and all that jazz. Merry Christmas. Go away.